Hello everybody, welcome to Shogi Ramen TV. いらっしゃいませ. Let's enjoy shogi with me. Today, I will introduce the joseki about the dropping the bishop. This dropping bishop sometimes happen, and if you don't know how to play, you will suffer from against this bishop. So I will introduce the two cases for the Ibisha and Furibisha players. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see from the Ibisha case. The normal way is move the silver to protect the bishop promoted, and the opponent take the pawn and need to protect this pawn. And this pushing pawn is important for the opponent because this bishop can be used in this line. Okay. So that first I will introduce the opponent's aim of the bishop, this bishop and the rook. So in this situation, there is a good move from the opponent, pushing pawn and dropping the pawn, because he got the pawn here. So this is the successful case for the opponent. So this is the bad case. So Ibisha players need to protect this kind of the situation. So there is a good move to move the gold here. This gold is protecting this pawn and this pawn. So after the opponent took this pawn, you don't need to defend, and you can push this pawn. This pushing pawn is an important thing. If the opponent try to push this pawn to use the bishop in this line, you can push this pawn. This pawn cannot take, because if you take this pawn, you can drop the bishop. This bishop is attack to the lance and to the pawn. So you can create the promoted bishop. So this is better for the Ibisha. And it's difficult to defend this taking pawn. For example, moving the rook. Also, you can take this pawn and drop the bishop. This is also better for the Ibisha. So this pushing pawn is a good move. And if the opponent move the silver here, you can push this pawn. This pushing pawn is very important to block the bishop usage in this line. So, for example, if bishop is here, bishop cannot work in this line. And move the rook here. So this kind of situation, opponent has a difficulty to use this bishop. The only way is using this position, but this bishop doesn't work well. And you can create the Yagura and entering the Yagura. And in this situation, you have your better position because you have the bishop in hand. So this is for the Ebisha players. This move the gold, and this pushing pawn is a good move to push this pawn. Okay, I will explain about the Furibisha case. So if you want to play Furibisha, so it looks difficult to play the Furibisha. The only way looks moving the rook and take the pawn and moving the rook again. So this would be looks the only way, but this is just one move loss for the Furibisha players. And after that, you can create the minnow, but you need to take care of the counter attack from the Ebisha, because the opponent has already one pawn, so this kind of the attack you need to take care. So there is an interesting way, instead of this moving rook, pushing pawn. This pawn is very interesting. If the opponent took the left side pawn, you can move the gold here, and you can play the Ebisha after that. So in this case, the bishop position is difficult to move this position because of the Ebisha. So the opponent need to move the bishop here or here. So then you can attack to the bishop by the silver. The opponent try to defend the head of the bishop, but you can add the bishop here after creating the castle. Like this, it's difficult to defend this position. So taking this pawn, left side pawn, is not so good. So the opponent will take this pawn, right side pawn. So in this case, move the left gold here and move the silver again. And this gold move is interesting to use the rook to the left side. And there is two ways, Ebisha or Ebisha. I think the Ebisha is the more easy way, because after creating the castle, you can push this pawn and pushing this pawn again. So you can exchange this pawn like this. And this is a good point for the Ebisha. And after that, you can create the takamino to move the gold here. So this pushing pawn looks strange, but it's interesting way, because the opponent already can take one pawn from here or here. So this one sacrifice of the pawn is a very interesting way. In this situation, opponent can take only one pawn also. So take the pawn and move the gold. So this silver and gold position looks strange, but you can play the Furibisha and easily to create the minnow. And also it's difficult to move the bishop here. If you move the bishop here, you can attack the bishop by gold or silver. Okay, thank you. See you next ramen. Bye bye.